Your PlayStation 5 gives you 825 gigabytes of space, but only around 667 gigabytes is actually usable. With modern games easily taking up 50 to 100 gigabytes each, that space disappears fast. If you're tired of deleting old games just to make room for new ones, in this video I will show you exactly how to expand your PS5 storage, whether through an internal M.2 SSD or an external USB drive, so you can game more and manage less. Let's talk about the two ways you can expand your PS5 storage. The first option is installing an internal M.2 SSD. This method gives you faster load times and lets you play PS5 games directly from the new drive. To do this, you'll need a PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 NVMe SSD, and it must have a heatsink to fit properly and stay cool inside the console. The second option is using an external USB storage device. This one is much easier to set up and more affordable, but it comes with limitations. You can only use it to store and play PlayStation 4 games. PS5 games can be stored on it, but you'll need to move them back to internal storage to play. Before you start installing an internal SSD, you need to get your PS5 ready. First, check for system updates and make sure the console is running the latest firmware. This is important because PS5 storage expansion only works on updated systems. Then, gather everything you'll need: a No. 1 Phillips or crosshead screwdriver and a compatible M.2 SSD with a heatsink. Also, make sure to power off your PS5 and unplug it completely. Work in a clean, well-lit space on a flat surface and try to ground yourself so you don't accidentally damage the components with static electricity. Now let's install the M.2 SSD. Start by removing the side panel of your PS5 carefully. Once it's off, you'll see the expansion slot cover. Unscrew and remove that cover. Next, look at the screw and spacer already inside. Move them to match the length of your SSD, which is usually 80 millimeters. Take your SSD and insert it gently into the slot at a slight angle, around 30 degrees, until it clicks into place. Then push it down flat and screw it in. Once that's done, put the expansion slot cover back on, and then reattach the PS5 side panel. After the SSD is installed, turn the PS5 back on. You'll see a prompt on the screen to format the new drive. Go ahead and follow that. Keep in mind, formatting will erase anything already on the SSD, so make sure it's empty or you've backed up your files if needed. Once the SSD is formatted, go into your settings. Under Storage and then Installation Location, you can choose to install future PS5 games directly onto the new M.2 SSD. This helps you get the most out of your extra space and keeps your main storage free. If you'd rather go with an external USB drive, make sure it's USB 3.0 or later and has a storage size between 250 gigabytes and 8 terabytes. Just plug it into one of the USB ports on your PS5. Then go to Settings, then Storage, and choose USB Extended Storage. Format the drive from there. Once that's done, you can use it to store PlayStation 4 games and media files. You can also move PS5 games there to save space, but remember, you'll have to move them back to the internal storage or the M.2 SSD if you want to play them. Sometimes things don't go as planned, so here are a few common issues and how to fix them. If your SSD isn't showing up, make sure it's fully inserted. Try reinserting it at that 30-degree angle, and check that it meets the PS5's requirements. If your PS5 won't boot after installing the SSD, remove it. Inspect it for damage, then reinstall it carefully. If a game isn't running well, move it back to the internal storage to see if that helps. And if your external drive isn't being detected, make sure it's plugged into the back of the console and try reformatting it. That's it for this video on how to expand storage on your PlayStation 5 using both internal and external options. I hope this step-by-step guide made the process easier and helped you free up some much-needed space for your games. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more simple tech guides like this. Got any questions? Or did the storage upgrade work for you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it went. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.